If your dog is lost, where do you go to find it? Okay, the pound. That's animal control, right? You'll know that the dogs in animal control eventually get killed. Every one of those dogs gets killed. You know that? Okay, so you have healthy dogs like these dogs that came from there that are being killed just because they're extra dogs. And most of them are pit bulls. So if you go through these pages, go to the next page right here where you see this guy circled, Willie Nelson. You see him here? Okay. This is why BSL starts, guys. This is why it starts. This dog was seized in a drug raid. Okay? Right here in Atlanta. So what happens when the media, let's say Fox 5 goes down there. I'm not picking on Fox 5, it just happens to be on my mind. Let's say that Fox 5 goes down there and they picture, look what we did in East Point. We busted a drug raid and we had such and such pounds of XYZ and this and that and the other, and all these guys are coming out like this and they've taken out all these pit bulls. So what do people think when they see this? That's right. So automatically, someone that has never even had any experience with these dogs, these are good dogs, right? Automatically they're thinking to themselves, pit bulls, man. Drug dealers always got pit bulls. Okay, let's move on. Let's say that in the media, there is a dog that bites a little girl. Okay? The little girl happened to walk into someone's backyard, the dog is chained up. You go down certain blocks down here, because we've done work down there. We've built fences for a few years for dogs that are chained up. Help the community, try to, you know, build a strong community. When you have those chained dogs and one of them is a pit bull, it happens to be a pit bull, and that dog is chained, back and forth, it's just walking back and forth on a chain. Look, back home, you know dogs that have been chained up, right? You all know dogs that are chained up. It's just a dog. Let me ask you a question. Other than being in this program, you like being here? Or you want to be home? Okay, how do you think these dogs feel? They want to be home. Dogs are pack animals. They came from wolves. We domesticated them. We made them our friends, our hunters. Pit bulls, you know what they were? They were nanny dogs. You know what that means? When mothers in the Victorian era in 1911 about, they would, let's say, wash their clothes and they would hang them to dry. You know who would watch the baby while the mother was out doing her thing? That's right. One day, I want you to look up pit bulls in the Victorian ages and also look them up in the 1920s. You're going to see black and white photographs, real black and white photographs of little children like this with their lace-up boots and their petticoats and their ribbons in their hair, and they got pit bulls. They were nanny dogs. Pit bulls were bred to also chase rats and small mice from the farms. So that's why a lot of these dogs, and you're going to learn a lot of things in this program. A lot of these pit bulls get a bad rap. You want to know why? Because they have what's called prey drive. You know what that is? That means that if I was a ratter back in the day, generation ago, and I was bred on the farm to work as a ratter, to go chase these rats from my owner's cornfields, I still have that in me, okay? So what happens is these pit bulls are on a leash and they see a small animal, a small dog. You notice you don't have any of those here right now? Like this. And what happens? That pit bull goes. That's why a lot of those squeaky toys, for some of these dogs, they don't like them. And it makes them go like that. They want to go after that animal. It reminds them. It triggers something, okay? You're going to learn a lot of things. This is not just about BSL. It's all connected. It's all connected. That's why pit bulls get a bad rap too. You'll hear, that pit bull, those pit bulls next door, they killed my cat. Yeah, I'm sorry, sure. I have a cat too, so I feel that, but they have prey drive. You can't get that prey drive out of that dog if it has it. You can't kill it out of that dog. That's really the only way you can get it out. You can't train it out of that dog. You will have a dog that has prey drive, right? You are managing the prey drive. Any one of y'all smoke cigarettes? Yes. You used to? Yeah, I used to. Okay, you remember what it feels like to want that cigarette, right? All right. Same thing. You're managing your habit. It doesn't really go away. I haven't smoked for 7 years. Every now and then something happens. I'm at the bar or I'm talking, drinking. I want a cigarette. Okay, I want a cigarette. I'm managing it, all right? All these things, you're gonna learn this in this program. Okay, so we talked about BSL and how the media will see this, you know, that they'll take advantage of this, they'll report on this, and good folks will see that media and they'll say, pit bulls, drug dealers, bad. Go to the next page. It is a mama dog that has been overbred so many times that she can't even, this will never go away, ever. This will never go away on her. So that's another reason why people don't like pit bulls. Because there are so many backyard breeders. People that are just breeding these pit bulls, and these pit bulls are winding up everywhere, everywhere. Okay, go to the next page, page 11. That's neglect. That was a stray dog. That dog's a puppy. Okay? So see what's going on here. These dogs are being misused, abused, and then we are the ones saying, but we're scared of you. Look what we're doing to them. Go to the next page. See the top? How many faces do you count in that photo? That's way too many dogs in one kennel, right? Yeah. Okay. That's what's going on. The dogs are born to die. These are good dogs. These are healthy dogs. There's nothing wrong with these dogs. Nothing. What happened to these dogs? They were bred. Nobody wanted them. So you know what else they do? I can't sell this dog. It's too expensive to feed this daggone dog. I ain't gonna feed it anymore. Get out of here. They kick it out their yard. Well, you kick a dog enough. You kick a dog enough, that dog's gonna keep walking, right? Where does the dog go? Where does it go? It goes on the streets. And so what do people see then when they're driving their cars through the streets of Atlanta? 1 dog, 2 dogs, 3 dogs. There goes a puppy. They're all pit bulls. We got a problem with pit bulls. No, we don't have a problem with pit bulls. We have a problem with people that don't respect animals. We keep talking about pit bulls, but it's not just pit bulls. It's any dog that the lawmakers would consider a dangerous dog, okay? Let's move on to the next page. Right underneath it. She made it out. You see those puppies? They're babies, right? Do you know that somebody cut their ears at that young of age with scissors and knives? So these puppies come into animal control where these dogs came from, and they got, picture a piece of paper and a 5-year-old child with a pair of scissors, and ask that child to cut a pair of ears. They're gonna jack up that piece of paper, right? That's what they do to these ears. And then you know what they do? After they jack up those ears and the ears don't come out straight, throw the dog away. Exactly. Because it can't be sold. Nobody wants a dog with jacked up ears. And they wind up here in animal control. Now, don't think for 1 minute. Don't think for 1 minute. Yeah, but the puppies get adopted. No, not always. No, they don't. They have more chances. They have more chances than all these dogs. That dog right there, oh, that dog would have been put down #1. You want to know why? It's black. Nobody wants a black dog. No one wants a black dog or black cats. It's called black dog syndrome. You want to know why? They don't photograph well in photos. They don't photograph well. They're too dark. A dog that's light, that dog back there, that dog would have been adopted. That dog right there, it looks non-threatening. It doesn't look scary. It doesn't look like a pit bull. And it's beige and white, which photographs really well in photos. That dog would not have made it out. Never. Okay? Let's go to 14. This is one of my favorites. I met this dog right here. This dog, let me tell you his story. One of our friends in advocacy, she called up animal control. What happened was this dog right here, they named him Scrappy later on. He wound up in her neighbor's yard. She has chickens, okay? So this dog was hungry. He didn't want to kill the chickens. He was eating the eggs. This dog, I'm telling you, this photograph doesn't do it doesn't tell you the story. I met this dog Animal control went and picked him up. You know where he was when they picked him up? He had eaten the eggs, but you know where he went? Next door there was an abandoned house, and they happened to have a dog house in the backyard, and he went and crawled into that dog house and tried to go to sleep. That was someone's pet one day. This dog, I have never in my life seen a dog that had so many scars. You know, in social media, on Facebook, everyone that adopts a dog, oh, it was a bait dog. Oh, it was a bait dog. It had scratches. Look, 9 times out of 10, you've never seen a bait dog unless the feds went in there and busted that ring, okay? That's the truth. We don't see bait dogs. Bait dogs don't survive. They don't survive. But this dog, I thought was a bait dog. I never in my life have seen a dog with so many scars. He had new scars, old scars, infected scars. He had scars that had pus coming out of them. His ears, some underneath, were cauliflower from being bitten so much. He had ticks. He had fleas. He was jacked up. And he sat in there, and when he went in there, his tail was wagging. If you're homeless, you know the saying, 3 hots in a cot? All right. You know the saying, right? When you're homeless, 3 hots in a cot? Okay. So when you're homeless, it's not that bad. This dog was happy in animal control. What dog is happy in animal control? A dog that has had a really bad life. This dog was happy in animal control. And you know what happened to him? He started to go downhill. He started to get depressed. He started biting on the cage doors. He started biting on them. He started to lose it. He was freaked out. He was used to roaming the streets, and now he's in jail. He's bugging out. He was bugging out. Finally, he got adopted. I never thought I would see that because I really worried about this dog. I thought maybe he would be better off put down. They adopted him. Look at page 15. You know what that is? That's a chained dog. That was a chained dog. So imagine you having a chain around your neck that tight that it does this to you. Okay, we're talking about BSL. Why do we have BSL? Because people see this stuff going on. That's why. People get tired of seeing this abuse and they think, oh, it's all pit bulls. Go to the next one. College Park, you have BSL. Okay, so in anyone here from College Park? No? Okay. In College Park, you have to register your dog. If it's a Rottweiler, a Dobie, a Chow, and a Pit Bull, you have to pay $25 to register that dog. It goes on a dangerous list, even if your dog never did a thing in its life. And you have to muzzle it when it's out in public. For what reason? It didn't do anything wrong. Okay, so see this dog? You see the abuse on this dog? I mean, really, there's nothing much more to say about this. Okay, so we chose, which ones of these dogs are pit bulls? We decided, right? We looked at him and we said almost every one of them looks like a pit bull. Okay, so the next page is, the answer is that none of those were really pit bulls. If you go to the next page. And who's affected by all of this? Well, we all are. We all are, because if any one of you is ever walking down the street with your dog and your dog happens to look like a pit bull, you are going to have to pay some fees or register your dog if you are in an area where there is BSL. You know, Kate said before that in Miami there is BSL. Okay, do you guys know anything about that? Miami is one of the longest running BSL cases that we have in United States history. That's right, 25 years. 25 years, okay? So what some of the organizations there do is they actually are smuggling some of the dogs to safety. You know, 25 years, the dogs that were there when they first started, those are dead. They don't live that long. So any new dogs that are popping up, they were born illegal. And so people were breaking the law when they were breeding these dogs. If you look on Craigslist, I can't tell you how many listings there are for pit bulls. And some of them from Miami. Because they have a dog, they've snuck it in, they purchased it, it's illegal, they're hiding it. What kind of a life is that for a dog that can't go out on a leash and go for a walk? It can't go in a car ride. In Denver, because they also have BSL, in Denver, you can't even take your dog in a car ride. In the city of Lawrenceville, Gwinnett County, did you know there's BSL there? There's BSL in Gwinnett County. So the dog has to be contained in its own backyard. Okay, you know what that means? That means that a dog like my own, Honey, who loves to sunbathe, she cannot be in her own backyard just laying out looking at the sky and sunbathing. She has to be in a locked kennel in her own backyard. BSL, that's what it is. There's a county called Terrell County. See how they get that squeaky? It drives some of them nuts. In Terrell County, they had to have 8-foot privacy fences put up, right? Terrell County is an area where they needed a lot of help. A lot of help. They didn't make a lot of money out there. So when they passed BSL against pit bulls, everyone that had pit bulls, you know what they did instead? They opened up their doors and they just let the dogs run free. So there are articles where they said Terrell County has a pit bull problem. Yeah, they have a pit bull problem because they try to ban them, and now the pit bulls are just roaming the streets. They're multiplying. They're killing the sheep. What do you want them to do? They're hungry. That's what's going on with breed-specific legislation. It doesn't work. So it goes on to say that BSL goes after our pets. Okay, it doesn't have to be a pit bull. It could be a chow. It could be, you know, in some areas, Great Danes are banned. Great Danes are known as gentle giants. You guys ever known a Great Dane? You seen how big they are? It's the size alone that's scaring people. Size alone. Those dogs, they don't even run. They're so big. They don't last too long. They live maybe 7 years, if that. Their backs go out on them. They're huge. They can't really hurt anyone. You know, any dog really can bite. Okay, that's the truth. And in the beginning of this, I go into when we don't train our dogs, when our dogs are puppies, okay, they're cute, and they start mouthing, they want to bite. Well, you know, that's kind of cute until it becomes a grown dog and they can bite you. When a dog is not trained, that is what creates BSL, because your dog can become dangerous, okay? Chained dogs. We went into everything in the beginning. Chained dogs. People don't want to see dogs that are chained up. Some people can't afford the fencing. I understand that. But to just chain a dog just because, and you have a fence, no, that's not fair to the dog, you know? That's not fair to the dog. We don't want to be chained up. So what can we do? What can we do to stop BSL? What can we do?
Start training with dogs when they come into the shelter.
That's right. That's right. You train those dogs, okay? There's a common, I'll say trait, something that dogs do, and they do it just to be friendly, that really is not good. And if you see it happening with your own dogs here, you stop it right away. And that is jumping up to greet you. You want to know why? You're a big guy. Your dog jumps up, it's not going to harm you. Your dog is on your lawn one day, and the ice cream truck comes, and little kids come up to the ice cream truck and they're running, and your dog just wants to play with the little kids, and your dog jumps up on the kid. Picture that dog right there. Where's that big dog? Which is the biggest dog? This black one right here is probably the biggest dog here. Picture that big dog right there jumping up on a 4-year-old kid. It's going to knock down that kid. It's going to scratch the kid too. It might, by mistake, nick the kid with a tooth. And what's going to happen? The mother's going to say, that dog bit my child. Attacked, oh my God. It's in the media. That dog's going to be put down. You know what happens to dogs when they bite? When they bite a person? There are different levels of bite, okay? They will go into animal control across the street for quarantine for 10 days for rabies and other things. Depending on what the person involved wants to do, your dog could be put down for what I just described. And what I just described to you is an actual case that my organization worked on. This woman was like, Joe, my dog she was just being friendly. She wanted to say hi. I believe her. That was a friendly dog. The dog was not put down. She had money. You know what she decided to do instead? She rented her house and she moved. She took her dogs out of there. The judge allowed that. But you know what happens with some poor folks? They ain't got money to fight that. So what do? They give in. They give in, man. You know what happens, right? They give in. You can't fight it. You can't fight that. How can all that be prevented? You train your dogs, man.
And you guys are in a unique position to do
Yep.
that. spread the word on this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We go out and we can talk as much as we want sometimes.
Yeah.
But there's certain demographics that we can't reach that you guys can because you have this power and this knowledge.
Okay. And I'll be even clearer, and I will be real. And we have these discussions all the time. We're advocates. We're activists. We fight for certain rights. We fight for certain freedoms that we want, okay? There are people within our community that get upset at Kate and I know I'm very vocal about this when I say there are certain things that I cannot do in certain neighborhoods that I need a man to do. And they get upset. You wanna know why? I'm gonna be very clear with you. And if you think I'm lying, I'm not looking at Kate, you can ask her. The average pit bull owner that we know, you wanna know who it is?
Drug dealer.
Who is it?
Drug dealer.
A who? No, it ain't no daggone drug dealer. I don't know any drug dealers. I'm a good person. I'm a voter these days. No, that's what the media these days. Listen, that's what the media wants you to think. This is my point in this. This is my point in this. Okay? The media portrays the average pit bull owner as what? Say it. Let's be clear. What is it? Okay. Who is the average pit bull owner, Kate?
Us. I have 3 pit bulls. I got a blue nose, a red nose, and a gray nose. Joe has 3 pits?
Yeah, 3 pits.
I have 2.
And a chow.
She's got 2.
Okay, so let me tell you something right now. You don't believe me? Do your time, get out into the community, come and volunteer, because you're gonna have to do some volunteer work at some point, okay? Let me tell you right now that when you come out to one of our events, when you come to my march and you see 250 plus pit bulls marching with their owners, you know who the owners are? I'm gonna tell you right now. They are white women between the ages of 22 and 60. Am I lying, Kate? That who has these pit bulls. Nobody knows it. You don't know it, right? No, because what you see is the media. You see what's going on in your neighborhood. You see all, you know. That's not the truth. That is what you're seeing. That's a small little percentage. And see, the media is tapping in on that. They want people to be scared of these dogs. If we train our dogs, if we walk our dogs, if our dogs mind us, if we follow the law, there are leash laws. You can't just walk down the street to the corner store and have your dog following you, okay? I've seen so many people do that, and I keep telling them, listen, your dog minds you until it sees a cat, or it minds you until it sees that female over there. You have to follow laws, okay? You have to walk your dog on a leash, all right? So when you come out, you have a great opportunity. You're here for a reason. We are hoping, seriously, that you will go into your communities, that one day you will come, you will reach one of us and say, I want to volunteer.
Come do outreach with us.
You know how many people you will save? You know how many brothers you can talk to? I can't. I can convince a lot of people, and Kay is very good at convincing people to spay neuter their dogs, take them off the chains, do this, do that. But there's a certain level that I can't get into. You can. We need you. So that we need you to succeed at this program for many reasons. Many reasons. You're here so that you can be leaders in your communities, so that you can train these dogs, train more dogs, and educate the next generation. All right? I want to thank you for your time, because you know I love doing this. I really care about what y'all are doing. I want you to succeed, and refer to this. Hopefully they'll invite me back. I wish you luck. Thank you very much.